Hey, it's your girl, Emily Curl, and today we're going behind the beat and we'll be joined by Holo to talk about his new album, Baby You Okay? Of course, we have him here with us. Holo, hi. Thank you so much for being here and congrats on the new album.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
How does it feel to have it out into the world?
Good. So this album, I wrote it, I finished it like a week before the pandemic started. So you might not realize, but like I finished it right before everything went downhill. So I think the hardest part of making this album was having to wait for over a year and a half to get it out there. It feels really good now to have it out. Even though like after a year you're already somewhere else musically, and it feels really good to see people's reaction finally to these songs.
And I want to dive more into the album. So this is Behind the Beat. So we're going to break down, take an inside look at what went into creating this album, the beats, the sounds, the music, the lyrics all together. So I want to go back to the beginning, to the moment when you first started working on the album. What was that first sound like? Can you take me back to that moment?
What I love to do is I love to work from anywhere but an official recording studio. I like to be in a little Airbnb or like little house somewhere, some place I don't know. So what I did is I booked an Airbnb in LA, Echo Park. I love that area, and I invited a few friends to just stay there with me for a few months, and we started writing and also living and talking and enjoying and eating good food. And it has to feel natural, like a natural environment for me to open up and to create. I think the first song I wrote for this album was My Fault, which is like an acoustic song with a really big electronic drop in the end. And I think that really set the tone for the sound and the vibe of the entire thing. I have these like acoustic guitars, kind of like band elements combined with very electronic drums and electronic synthesizers and more traditional EDM sounds and build-ups. So it's really a combination of those two worlds, I think.
What's so interesting to me is obviously I enjoy the music, but I have no clue kind of how it's created. You talk about like
I wish I could listen to music like that, because I miss that sometimes, being able to just absorb it and not think, oh, that's a snare drum, that's a kick drum, that's a bass guitar,
Oh, so when you listen to a song, even if it's not your own, you're constantly breaking down like what they're using, what's going on.
Oh, even though I try not to, it's when you think about it so much, and it's like 24/7 I'm making music and thinking about music, so you start analyzing things constantly.
So the lifespan of a song, so again, like say you start acoustically, when is the process of adding in these extra moments, and like how long is that process? What does that look like when you're building out a track?
Most of these songs were written on acoustic guitar, right? So you record the foundation, the chords first, and then over the chords you record the lyrics. And then I start adding all these sounds, these drops, and I start maybe I take out the original guitar in the end, maybe I take out the original first thing that started the song because I think it sounds better without. It's like adding layers upon layers, and then at some point taking out layers again, or manipulating those layers, or reversing them, or stretching them out, or pitching them down, and just it's one big puzzle until I reach this inner peace that I feel like, oh, this is a song now.
It's amazing. Well, one that I really felt was You've Changed, I've Changed. So I thought we could do a little breakdown of that one. So I want to dive in specifically to this one. I mean, I love this one. I love the lyrics of this one, but walk me through the creation, and let's start with the inspiration behind it. What did that look like?
Well, You've Changed, I've Changed is obviously an emotion that probably a lot of people can relate to. People grow apart. Sometimes you grow apart, whether it's with friends or your significant other, or for me, it was my ex-girlfriend. Over time, we've just changed as people. And there's this line that goes like, if there was a way, I would go back. If there was a way, I would go back. Yeah, so that's kind of the lyric part of it. And in terms of the music, I grew up playing guitar, and I always loved rock bands and stuff. And I really tried to incorporate these new sounds that people wouldn't necessarily link to EDM or electronic music. And I try to put those rock sounds and like shouting vocals in like EDM track with the EDM energy and the EDM build-ups. And I think it kind of just felt like a really natural hybrid between those two worlds.
Yeah. Now, one other song that I want to take a deeper dive into is Wheels Up. So walk me through a little bit of the creation of this one.
Wheels Up is is a song I did with Rivers Cuomo from Weezer, which is crazy to me because I used to be a guitar teacher back in the days, and I used to teach all these kids. I used to teach all these kids how to play these Weezer songs.
Wait, what was your go-to? What was your intro Weezer song on a guitar?
Say It Ain't So. And then I think it was a couple of years ago, actually, I got a message from Rivers Cuomo saying that he heard my song Light. This was all on Twitter, and he was like, hey, I just heard Light, it's such a great song. And then I was like, whoa. We started DMing, and he was like, let's work on something together. And I was like, okay. So I went to my studio, and this was actually one of the few songs that was born before this magical Airbnb period. I recorded something that I thought would fit Weezer and his voice, and I sent it to him, and within a day he sent me back like the melody and the lyrics, and that he loved it. And then we went back and forth a couple of times about the lyrics and some nuances, because I wanted to make it feel right within the album lyrically, which was kind of scary because I had to tell Rivers Cuomo, Weezer, that maybe you could change some of the words. And I was like,
right. So how did that exchange go?
He's such a great writer. He was super open about it. He was like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I'll do another take. I'll give it another try. And then he wrote something that was perfect. Sent me a text message saying, we all love it here in Weezer land, so let's go.
In Weezer.
And then I finished it, and now it's on my album. And the fact that I was such a fan of Weezer growing up, and I was a guitar teacher teaching their songs to my students, to like now working with him, it's like this full circle, and I think that's beautiful.
The musical production on this one too, I feel, again, layers are new to me, but I feel like the music layers here are sick. Walk me through what the logistics of that looked like on Wheels Up.
Yeah, so guitar is obviously a really big thing on this album. Combining the guitars with these electronic drums and these drops. It took me a long time to figure out how to blend those two worlds together without it sounding gimmicky, or like, I really did not want it to sound like, oh, this guy plays guitar and he's gonna pull out his guitar in every song because he thinks it's cool. I wanted it to make sense. I wanted people to hear it and be like, oh, this sounds right together. And it's not that easy. It's actually kind of hard to blend an instrument like a guitar with a lot of rough edges, and it's not a digital instrument. It's a real instrument, and it has its imperfections, and it's hard to mix that with electronic stuff.
Of everything on the album, what are you most proud of, if you had to choose one?
There's a song on the record that's called "I Get Lonely Around People Too," and for me that was literally I think my goal as a musician is to translate my emotions in the way I feel as honestly as possible, like in the most honest way. And I think that song, I Get Lonely Around People Too, gets pretty close to being really transparent and honest about the way I feel and what goes on in my head sometimes. I Get Lonely Around People Too is one of the most personal songs I've written, and that's why I'm proud of it.
I love that. For the rest of the year, what else can we look forward to from you in 2021?
I'll be going on tour. I'm touring this album. I'm touring this album from October till December. It's going to be a new show, and it's going to be surreal to be on stage again. And it doesn't even feel real feel real yet. To me right now, it's still like, is it really gonna happen, or is it all just a dream?
On hold.
But I think, we're gonna go out there. Tickets are on sale now, so.
I love that. We're so excited for you, San Holo. Thank you so much for being here, for going behind the beat, and congratulations on your new album.
Thank you so much. Great questions, and I had a good time.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.